Sports fans, check out UpNorthSportsRadio.com for all your Detroit sports action. Get full schedules for the Wings, Pistons, Tigers, Lions, and U of M football. Catch Friday Faceoff live and hit the links with JC on episodes of Finding Fairways. Our high school sports guru, Rich Calkins, hosts the High School Scoreboard Show. And don't miss Traverse City West Titan football and boys basketball action. Catch games live or see past episodes on the podcast page. Real sports fans, go to UpNorthSportsRadio.com.
Tune in to Tiger Baseball on 101.1 WGRY.
Brought to you by Feeney Ford in Grayling. You'll always find more at Feeney Ford. FeeneyFord.com.
101.1 WGRY, Up North Sports Radio, and home to Tiger Baseball.
Good morning, Northern Michigan. Welcome to Friday Face-Off here on Up North Sports Radio, 101.1 WGRY, and on our Up North Sports Radio YouTube page or Facebook page. Where I can't remember where this is playing. It's playing on Facebook. If you want to watch what Rich and I are talking about, Rich Calkins back from Thurlby Field and the kickoff of the high school football season. And there was a lot of different things that we thought about opening with, Rich, but I don't see how you can avoid the craziest trade in NFL history.
Yeah, that's for sure. Micah Parsons being traded from the Cowboys to a division rival, the Green Bay Packers. Pretty amazing for sure. And Jerry Jones trying to spin it that it's going to be similar to a Herschel Walker type deal to jumpstart that Cowboys team.
They got six players.
They got, yeah, exactly.
They got two players and 4 or 5 draft picks.
They're going to get 2 late first-round draft picks out of this. And Kenny Clark, who is a good D tackle, but he's 30 years. He's going to be 30 years old, and he's a 10-year vet. He's been very good for a long time. Mm-hmm. Typically, D tackles don't usually age real well, But wow, no, exactly. A premier position, a pass rusher like Micah Parsons is now in division.
Yeah, it's. I wonder that, there's a lot of talk that a lot of teams made offers. I wonder if Brad Holmes did. I don't know what piece you would have given up. I mean, if you're looking at potential defensive players that you would ship out, Jack Campbell, a couple of draft picks. I cannot believe that is the package that they get. I mean, it is so eerily similar to the Luka Doncic trade.
Right.
And you can't, it's unavoidable.
And it happens in the same city. They get rid of, there's so many weird correlations here.
Yeah.
That, I mean, people in Dallas area, the fans of there just got to be wondering what in the heck is going on here.
Well, like you were just talking, I mean, Jerry Jones is insane.
Yeah. He's too, again, being the owner, he's too emotionally attached to, because he built this thing from the ground up for, Parsons signed for a bigger contract than what Jerry paid for the Cowboys when he bought it.
Well, and it was a much bigger deal than what they supposedly shook hands on for in March.
Yes.
If it is true that Parsons' agent told him to stick it up where the sun don't shine, that's a little troubling. There's a couple other things at play, Rich. When you look at the whole landscape of the deal, there's no income tax in Dallas. Right. There is in Wisconsin.
Yes, there is.
So that's going to be, there's a little inequities there. Being a Dallas Cowboy comes with a lot of benefits.
That is for sure. And that Dallas metro area, just a little bigger than the metro Green Bay area.
Yeah, but I don't see how Parsons doesn't make the Packers appreciably better. Vegas thinks so because they flipped the Lions and the Packers as the potential division winners.
Right.
So it sucks.
Yeah,
Let's
it
put
does.
this way. This is not a good look for the Detroit Lions.
No, I was really hoping if he didn't go to the line, he'd go to an AFC team somehow, some way. But no, he goes to the team that we play right out of the gates, game number 1 in Lambeau Field. You and I were talking about it off the air. He has not been practicing, so that's one thing. He will not be in his best physical shape to start the season.
No, and I don't think the Packers will put him at risk. I'm sure he'll play in some specialty downs.
Yeah, a lot of third downs.
But I can't imagine he plays more than 25 snaps or so.
Because we've seen it before where guys come after not practicing, they come back, a soft tissue injury somehow, and it affects them all season long. They want to avoid that for sure.
Yeah, so like I said, you'll see him in third down situations, obvious passing downs, maybe how long is it going to take? I mean, I know it's defense, it's a little different than offense, but I don't the Packers run a 4-3? So he's going to have to learn the verbiage,
right?
His teammates.
Sure.
Like you said, the losing of Kenny Clark is going to have some impact. The Lions are probably going to be running up and down, through the middle of that defense. I don't know who's going to come in as a nose tackle,
right,
and run stopper.
Because Kenny Clark's been an All-Pro D tackle.
Oh yeah,
from UCLA. One of your alma maters there. And
he's a good football player.
Good football player, absolutely.
But I can't believe they didn't get another starter.
I know. Yeah,
that's the thing that blows me away. Two first-round draft picks. They should have asked for 3. God knows if he just said, "The hell with it, I'm dumping the guy."
Right, because again, I haven't heard, because what they're talking about on the morning talk shows and sports stuff is that what would have the Ravens given? What would have other teams given? That I don't know if he was. We don't know all the details yet. If other teams were able to get in on this,
the only other team that I really heard was that Tampa was interested. There are some issues why the Lions may be not pursued him. The Packers had a lot of cap space, so they were able to throw this huge amount of money at him, and their defense could use this player. I mean, it's not like any defense couldn't use Micah Parsons,
right?
But with the Lions looking at signing Aiden Hutchinson to a big contract, it might have been severely problematic for them to do this.
Yeah, for sure.
But the one thing that they better do, or I'm going to drive to Detroit and choke out Brad Holmes, is sign Zadarius freaking Smith now.
I know. Well,
something's going to happen, and he's going to sign with somebody else.
Sure.
And we get into another situation like we did last year, and the whole season is going to be at risk.
Yeah, it sure seems the way he's talking is that it doesn't appear like they're going to do that. Again, he could be playing the old cat and mouse game.
Why?
Yeah, why? I don't know. I don't understand why. But he's almost defiant in some of these press conferences now because he can't understand why the media is asking questions about. He said, we have an elite pass rusher. How many teams have 2 elite pass rushers? He says this is what he is telling the press corps. And
why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? If you can, why wouldn't you go all in? The window for the Lions to win the Super Bowl is right now. We're in the middle of it right now, and it can close quickly. And so why not go all in right now to get this couple of years in and go for it?
I don't know.
Yeah, because offensively we're pretty good. Again, yes, we have some changes along the offensive line, no doubt. We got to wait and see how that works out.
Yeah.
But we can score points. For the most part, we can score. It's all about the defense getting stops, key stops, and you do it with elite pass rushers.
The Tyleek Williams, who knows?
Yeah.
If Marcus Davenport can play a full season, maybe they don't need it.
Right.
But
that hasn't happened in a long time.
No, it hasn't yet. I don't think he's played a full season his entire NFL career.
Right. But
so
he is talented, no question.
Yeah.
But he always is hurt.
Look at it. It's a brutal game.
Oh.
And you got to count on injuries happening. I mean, if you make it through, I wonder if it's ever happened in the modern era, a team that didn't lose a starter for a significant amount of time.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's why that depth on that 53-man roster is so important.
Yeah.
Because again, if you're on the roster, and even if you're on so many guys get called up from the practice squad all year long because they get playing time. So,
I mean, but on the reverse of this, think about all the eyeballs on this Lions-Packer game now.
Oh, no doubt. I think it's CBS that has this game, that afternoon game. It's a 4:30 game.
Oh yeah, it's the standalone window game.
Yep.
And now with Micah Parsons joining, even if he's going to be limited, but it won't keep everybody from salivating over this game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this one will definitely get the most set of eyeballs, I think, to see Micah Parsons the first time in a Packer uniform.
It's going to look weird.
Oh, it is, for sure. For sure. But I agree. You take Kenny Clark out of that defense, and the Lions love to run the football.
Yep.
And that's one of the ways you slow down Micah, too, is you run the ball at him.
Well, he's not the greatest run stopper.
Yes, exactly. So you limit his strengths and attack his weaknesses, And the Lions are pretty good at scheming up things for that.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I heard it as I was driving home, and you just got sick to your stomach.
I know.
It really is. I feel like a stupid idiot saying that. It's not like my dad died.
Right.
I mean, I felt sick to my stomach. I still feel sick to my stomach. But it had just like a weird effect.
Yep.
Like, how stupid are the Cowboys? Why do they have to trade them to the Packers? I mean, there was just so many, and then why didn't the Lions get them? I mean, it's just a weird set of emotions.
I agree, because I went through the same thing. I had just walked into Thurlby Field up to the press box area, and they were just talking about it. It had just taken place, and I'm like, I had to check on my own phone just to verify it. I'm like, are you sure this isn't some weird website that? I'm like,
I was listening.
Sure enough, I looked it up. And
I was listening to the Zach Gelb show, and I'm like, did this really happen? Are they good? Because you'd heard yesterday or the day before, the Packers might be in the woods.
But right, and I'd heard that too, and I thought, oh, come on, no way. And I'm like, no, they're just, this is another negotiating ploy, blah, blah, blah. But then when you hear it and you check it and you're like, it's real, you're like, dang.
I mean, I guess when you're a billionaire owner of the biggest sports franchise in the world, the most. I mean, they were valued at $10 billion, and hey, good for Jerry. But to act like a petulant child.
Yep.
You don't want to play by my rules. You can get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. There's this little thing in me, Rich, and I know I'm going to sound like a child now, too. Like, I really hope that Micah Parsons gets injured, like on the first play, like an Aaron Rodgers thing, right, where he I'm sure Jerry, if that happened, Jerry Jones would be dancing in the aisles, because he alluded to that. He alluded to it a couple of times about, the worry of signing somebody to that big of a contract and then losing them to injury. Yeah. And look at it can happen in any sport. It's happened over the history of our sports viewing, but it is a ton of money. $136 million guaranteed.
Yeah. There's no question about it, the kind of injuries, like you said, that they get in football are not minor for the most part. You rarely hear of a minor injury in football because they're all beat up to a certain extent.
Oh, yeah.
But right, you never want the ACLs, the Achilles tears, the things like that are the dreaded ones.
Yeah.
A torn pec, those that tend to be all year long.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions, I don't know if he's coming back. The Hassan kid.
Yeah, it was horrible to hear that.
No, but they got rid of him.
Yeah, I see that they cut him.
But Holmes made some allusion that he's going to be a Lion again. So I don't know if they've worked out a side deal where this guy is not going to sign with another football team.
Right.
Yeah,
that was unfortunate for him to go down with an injury because everything I heard about camp, he had a high motor. The kid was working hard, really, just going after, just like the kind of a player you like to see on the Lions team that you would expect a Lion to play. And then when he got hurt, I was really bummed for him, for sure.
Yeah, it's well, Jerry did it again. Whether he must subscribe to the. There's no such thing as bad publicity. No. But I haven't seen one person say, "Hey, kudos, Jerry, great deal."
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, because
how did they not get another second round in there? I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Again, he got his feelings hurt by Micah, thinking that they had a handshake deal done earlier in the thing, but they didn't involve his agent. And then Jerry feels that shouldn't matter, all of that. And Jerry knows that, in today's day, you can't go usurp the agents, But he's Jerry Jones. He feels he can do basically anything he wants.
What do you mean? Well, he obviously can.
Yeah. And so,
it's my ballpark, and you don't want to play my rules, then get the hell out.
Yep, and I'll trade you, and that's exactly what he did. And he didn't. It certainly doesn't look like he got fair compensation, and that is just even more. Adds more to it. That is just like I'm willing to basically take anything. I mean, because I think he certainly, if he would have played it smartly and more patient, he could have got a whole lot more, I believe.
Well, there's no doubt about that, Rich. Like you said, I don't know if we'll know what other teams may have offered.
Yeah, because again, I'm sure we're going to find out in the days to come what exactly, if there were other teams in the running, what they may have been offering, or if it was just like Green Bay. Okay, yep, we'll do a deal with you, and this is what you're going to get. But it's
first offer wins.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so a lot's going on in the world of sports. We have much of it to address when we get back here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. It's time for destination.
This summer, fly nonstop from TVC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TVC's newest airline, JetBlue. TVCAirport.com.
Tune into the High School Scoreboard Show Saturday at 10 a.m. to hear the Saab Hot Matchup of the Week. Brought to you by Saab. Trust, drive, and expertise in Northern Michigan. 101.1 WGRY, Up North Sports Radio.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination. Breathe in the glacial carved canvas of Northern Michigan's finest golf courses and have your breath taken away by scenic vistas from tee to green. The perfect place to perfect your game in more ways than one. The waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. Escape every day. Discover the magic of 90 holes at one resort. Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
Do you know a Northern Michigan woman positively impacting our community? The Traverse City Record Eagle has opened nominations for our 5th annual Influential Women of Northern Michigan publication. We'll celebrate women making a positive impact and creating positive change in our community. Submit your nominee now for their chance to be honored as one of the 2025 Influential Women of Northern Michigan. Now through August 31st at record-eagle.com/NMI Women. Record-eagle.com/NMI Women.
Hey, it's Anthony Bellino from Spin on Sports, Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 right here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Whether it's Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Michigan State, the Big Ten, the Mid-American Conference, all the headlines, all the stories, and always Michigan teams first. It's all right here on Spin on Sports, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard locally on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY.
It's time for Destination MLB here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off. Kevin Klein from Cherry Capital Airport on the phone with us. Kev, can we still jump on an airplane and see the Tigers play in Kansas City?
Yeah, you can do that. You can head on down there, but a little bit more expensive than what we talked about here last minute. So,
yeah,
we're over $600 to do that now. But you can do it. You can get there, and that's about called advanced planning. How about that?
Yeah, because when we were talking about that trip a month ago, it was like $250.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so, then we come out of the homestand and we see the Yankees here on the September 9th. We go fly out there. That's, again, a little bit higher because it's pretty close. That's 607.
Uh-huh.
But if you're looking for that Miami trip, it's 349. So, that's that cutoff date, about 2 weeks, 15, 17 days there when you look at where those prices really change. So 349. Going down to Miami, that's awesome. We got Cleveland, about $399. So again, keeping in that, but it comes back to that final away.
The final
away
road trip of the season. Yeah.
Yeah, $241 JetBlue to go see the Boston Red Sox and watch our Tigers close out the season.
So if you don't win our stunning contest to fly JetBlue to Boston, stay 3 nights at the Boston Hilton Back Bay, and tickets to Fenway Park, what will it cost our Traverse City fans who want to make that trip?
$241.
I mean, that's the cheapest of all the flights left on the schedule.
That's the cheapest of all the flights left. Yeah. That's that advanced planning again, and JetBlue is that low-cost carrier. It's the business travelers carrier. It's an awesome opportunity. They're a great airline, and to be able to go out to Fenway, what a weekend! And hey, Boston in the fall, why not? What a beautiful place to be.
Oh, absolutely. It is a dream trip. You can go to Q100 Michigan and register to win that trip that Kevin and I were talking about. Kevin and I now figuring out how to recalibrate the prize so we can win. But
there you go. We got to change the rules. We got to change the rules here. We got to change the rules.
I don't know. The look, it's a bad look. I don't know how we get around it. Oh, look who won the trip. The director of the airport.
Well, yeah, I know. So some of our best fans will win it instead, and we'll have to live vicariously through them.
That's right. Well, maybe we need to put it in the rules that they have to constantly have us on FaceTime and do the whole trip that way.
FaceTime, showing us the trip, the food. You and I just don't pass up the food.
No.
So there you go. And then, of course, to be at the game and to see it live. Yeah, we can do it via FaceTime.
Oh yeah. Well, next week we'll have you on. We'll start talking about some destination NFLs as well. And now that Micah Parsons is in Green Bay, we're going to have to dig up that price, Kev, to see about flying to Green Bay for the Lions opening game.
Yeah, I think Dan Campbell came out last night though, and he said his Lions. This team is the best he's had in his years of coaching here in Detroit. Exciting things happening with our Detroit sports. You got to love it. You got to love it.
100%. So, Kevin, not just the Tigers and the Lions trips, all the great nonstop destinations that you have. What's the best place to find out where your dream vacation can start?
tvcairport.com.
There's Kevin Klein with Destination MLB. We'll be with you next week, bud.
See you soon.
Yep. There you go, Rich.
Yep.
The biggest fan in the world.
He is. Yeah, always good to talk to Kevin for sure. Doing a great job there at Cherry Capital TVC. Just amazing what is going on over there.
I know. I flew in and out of there this past week visiting my grandkids out in Denver. And the trip back from Denver nonstop to Cherry Capital Airport, the flight was 2 hours.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and when you fly in, when I flew out, it was originally supposed to be nonstop, and the airline changed it, which happens somewhat.
Right.
So I flew to Chicago, and then had to change planes, and then same thing in Denver, and those are huge airports, right? So when you land, it's like 15, 20 minutes taxiing.
Yes.
To the gate. Okay, so the taxi time at TVC Airport was 97 seconds.
That's right. The convenience of our my gosh.
I walked down the jetway, walked through the gate area, and was in our Q100 studios in another 97 seconds.
Yeah.
It was just fantastic. So the convenience, the security is a breeze.
Yes.
You don't have to drive 3 hours to Detroit or 2.5 hours to Grand Rapids, and the price was actually $20 cheaper than flying out of Grand Rapids. So.
Oh, exactly. The old days where you had to pay so much more for the
10
convenience.
years ago, it was a little. It could mostly inconvenient to fly in and out of Traverse City unless you're doing those Florida trips.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, but now it's the prices have come down, and it's just so much more convenient. Both my daughter and my wife have flown in and out of there recently, and it just is. It's so nice to land and come home and be back home
plus there's the same thing with the takeoff.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not waiting in line for 12 planes.
Exactly.
So.
No, it's just the convenience of it. It's just so amazing.
Yeah. So talking about MLB, the Tigers a little schizophrenia.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They lose 13 out of 14, then win 9 out of 10, and now they've lost 4 in a row. Some you can say this about every sport, Rich. Mm-hmm. But, one bad throw by Tara Skubal gives up the second Grand Slam in the history of his pitching.
Right.
To a guy that was hitting .061 and hadn't had a home run all year.
It's just ridiculous. Yeah. When certain things like that happen, it's just wild.
Yeah.
Because you just don't expect it because you hardly ever see it.
Yeah.
And you see him throw that meatball, and you're like, whoa. That just happened, and then you're kind of in a state of shock for a little bit because one of the best pitchers in all of baseball just had a grand salami hit on him.
And then
and then it kind of sets the tone for some not so good pitching the rest of the way, and it just and then some unusual errors and some things.
Yeah, the errors that the Tigers committed in Game 2 and Game 3 of the series were a little hard to swallow. They win that crazy game at the end of the last homestand with a walk-off walk, and then they have the exact same thing happen to them in a game where Riley Green hits a grand slam.
Yes.
And then Casey Mize, he better figure that out in a hurry.
That's for sure. Yeah, we better for sure see who is going to step up to the plate and be our second and third starters.
Step onto the mound.
Yes. and be, a kind of a take charge guy here, whether that's, Melton, the kid from AAA that's pitching well every time he seems to go out there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they're going to put him back in the starting lineup or not.
But, they're trying to keep his innings down just because he's at his max, what he's already throwing through his professional career. But then, we have Paddock going tonight. He's going against Seth Lugo from Kansas City. And, and Kansas City's playing well right now. That's the team that's now they're 8.5 games behind the Tigers, sole possession of second place, a couple of games ahead of the Guardians now. And so this is the team that you have to think about. And, man, I tell you, the Kansas City fans, I'm sure they're going to show up at Kauffman Stadium there and absolutely.
Would you shut up?
Would just be
Look at
crazy.
You. Look at you.
I just say
we just took 2 out of 3 from these guys. and now you're
no, I'm not
pressing the panic button.
Nope, I didn't. I just say you better be ready. They're going to fill up that stadium, and they're going to be excited to have the Tigers come to town. It's going to be a holiday weekend. It's going to be hot there, I'm sure. It usually is in Kansas City, late August. And, no, it's going to be a fun series to watch and listen to.
I don't see the Sunday matchups. Maybe they'll have them here in a minute. But so Paddock goes tonight, like you mentioned. And he's not pitching against the Twins, so he'll probably be pretty good. And then Flaherty's going on Saturday, and let's see, who's going on Sunday? Skubal. Okay, so I do not believe that Skubal will have 2 bad games in a row. I think it's very set up for the Tigers to take 2 out of 3. Now, obviously, if there's the opposite happens and they are swept, then it's a little cause for concern, but that would still mean it's only 5.5, and they would still have the biggest lead of any team in the division. So,
again, the key coming down the stretch here, which we're going to down the home stretch, is to be playing well at the end of the season so that when we go into playoff mode, that is when we're playing good baseball. That's what we want. As we talk about all the time, JC, it's a long season. You're going to go through some stretches. Remember, even the '84 Tigers went through a couple of bad stretches here and there.
Oh, everybody, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have to. It's a 162-game regular season schedule. So it's like, look, things are going to happen, but you just need to ride out the storm. And how does the team play overall, big picture, overall? How are they doing? And that's what you want. And for the most part, A.J. Hinch is, for the most part, pushed all the right buttons.
Well, let me tell you who the Royals play. After the Tigers, they have a series. Where's this at? Okay, so they have the Angels.
Okay.
For a few games, then they got the Twins and the Guardians. Then they play the Phillies and the Mariners and the Blue Jays.
All right. So, yeah, that gets real serious there, those last 3 series, for sure.
So, I'm not worried about the Tigers. It would be a collapse like the 60s, what is it, the 67 Cubs, who were 9 games up on the Mets with 15 games left to go. And that was the Miracle Mets.
Wow.
The year before had the worst record in baseball, and then they won the World Series.
And that was back when you did the only playoff teams were to win your division.
Yeah, that's right.
You had to win it. That's the only. Yeah. No wild card. No, none of that stuff.
So, and I think this the coaching staff and the talent they have and the pieces they can move around, I would be more than stunned if the Tiger and even if that would happen, it's almost an impossibility that they couldn't make the playoffs.
Right.
So, so you, nervous Nelly, can shut up. So let's. We've got plenty to talk about here when we return on Friday Faceoff, and then of course the Sarah Automotive Sportscape show with another big schedule of games. We'll talk a little bit about what happened at Thurlby Field, and the Grayling Vikings had a little bit of difficulty last night as well. So all that and more on Friday Faceoff on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
Sports on the Michigan News Network.
Year 2 of the Jonathan Smith era begins tonight for Michigan State. They host Western Michigan at Spartan Stadium, looking to make a bowl for the first time in 3 seasons. Last year, a 5-7 campaign for the Spartans, with a home loss to Rutgers in the final week, costing them a bowl berth. It's a loss, quarterback Aiden Childs says, shaped the team this offseason.
I said the same thing I said to the players. It's not going to look the same next year, and if we got to do that without some of the guys that were in that room, then we had to, and that's what happened. It is what it is. It was embarrassing, honestly. We talked about it, it was embarrassing, but it is what it is. We needed that. We needed to feel that so that we can come with a chip on our shoulder this year.
Safety Nakai Martinez will be a game-time decision tonight. The Spartans 6-0 against Western in season openers. Bryce Underwood makes his highly anticipated college debut tomorrow night. Number 14 Michigan opens the season against New Mexico at the Big House. And the Tigers send Chris Paddock to the mound tonight in Kansas City against the Royals, looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. I'm Luke Sloan for the Michigan News Network.
Some things in life are preventable. Ooh, gas station sushi. Yum! That's preventable.
I'm just going to tell my boss what I really think of him.
Oh boy. That's preventable.
Maybe a face tattoo would look good.
That's preventable too. The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable. Colon cancer is common and deadly, but that's also preventable.
Oh my gosh, it's a bear! Let's get a selfie with it.
Also preventable. The Alliance is doing its part to end colorectal cancer. Now, do yours. Get involved. And if you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor about the colon cancer screening options available to you.
Bet you I can eat 50 hot dogs in an hour.
Preventable!
Actually, Your Honor, I'm representing myself.
Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more. That's colorectalcancer.org. And together, we can save lives.
Hey, honey.
Oh no.
Check this out.
No.
It's going to be tough.
Welcome back to Friday Face-Off on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY, brought to us by TVCAirport.com. Jerry Cohen, Rich Calkins in studio. And Rich, college football got its start last night. A lot of games on Thursday. I know you didn't get a chance to see them, but Boise State was ranked 25th. They went down to University of Central Florida and got their asses handed to them.
That's
I watched a lot of that game. And it was a little perplexing. I mean, UCF just handed it to them.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball. Boise couldn't run it very well. Obviously they had the best running back in football last year.
Sure did.
And UCF was fired up to. I don't know if it was because they were playing, in Tampa Bay Stadium.
Right.
They had a great crowd, although it was only like half full. The upper bowl, there was nobody in it.
Just crazy.
Part of that goes to show preseason rankings.
Mm-hmm.
How do you tell how good a football team is going to be?
Right.
There was a lot of talk on Spin on Sports about U of M. U of M plays Saturday night against New Mexico with Bryce Underwood and like a ton of question marks.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's like you said. There are so many unknowns about teams going in to start their season. You really, I don't know, rankings, of course, they do it all because of, look, it helps create revenue, interest, all of that. But, until you play a couple of games, you really don't know what these teams are going to be.
Yeah, I love the fact that, coming out of the gate, you got Texas at Ohio State, and you've got LSU at Clemson, and a couple really big games. But and we've seen this for decades. For a long time, Michigan and Notre Dame would play each other in the first game of the year.
Right.
And these games were certainly way more important than they are now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No question. Because now with the playoff fields, how they've expanded and everything, you've got room. Notre Dame lost to, early in the year.
Northern Illinois.
Yeah. A game that they would have never recovered from in the past.
Well, Ohio State would never recover from losing to Michigan in the last game of the year if there wasn't 12 playoff spots.
That's right.
And maybe that's why they played the game that they did. It doesn't matter. But you can guess all you want about what Arch Manning's going to look like and this new quarterback from Ohio State. Ohio State lost 14 guys in the draft, and you have them ranked number 3. Okay, maybe they did, it's reload. You've got, the kids waiting on the sideline, and you've got transfers coming in and everything else. Ohio State could be the 13th or the 23rd best team, and you're not going to know until they play a couple of games.
Exactly.
But it does give us something to talk about.
It does give us something to talk about for sure, because the amount of hype that this game is getting between, like you said, with Arch Manning, now the number one quarterback at Texas, coming into Ohio State, that's just going to be a lot of eyeballs, obviously, on this one. I mean,
and you throw in Lee Corso. I guess they're doing game day on the field.
Yeah, yes, I did hear that as well. So yeah, his very last game day there. Obviously, health isn't the best, and it hasn't been.
I give him credit. I mean, how long ago did he have the stroke? I think it's got to be 10 years.
It's been a while.
Kudos for him for not being concerned. You've been able to tell that he has a little problems expressing himself. But I mean, I've always taken it as like a badge of courage, and I'm not letting this put me away.
Right.
And continue to be such an advocate for the sport.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, like you said, the former coach and those coaches, that fire that it rarely ever goes away. So they need a different way when they're no longer coaching.
Unfortunately, I don't know how I'm going to watch that show. I mean, you and I will be doing the scoreboard show.
We will be,
so
yes.
I won't get home until, just before kickoff of the game, although I will have it saved, so I'll see if I can speed through some of it. But I'll tell you how big this game is, all right? So Joe Coyne is coming up to stay with his mom and myself this weekend, and he's like, I was going to come up Saturday, and I'm like, well, you better leave early if you're going to see the Texans. Yeah. So he's coming up tonight now.
So he's listening to you. That's good.
No,
Joe's in his 20s now.
And last night he goes, "Thank God football's on." I'm like, okay, you're a much better watcher than you were a player. That's the same thing true of your father, But yeah, I mean, a lot of big games, and I won't even be able to watch. Well, maybe if they have it on at Victories on Saturday night, I got to judge the Battle of the Bands at Odawa Casino. Okay. So hopefully I get them on the LSU Clemson game. A lot of people think that's going to actually be a bigger, better game than the Texas game.
Yeah, that one. Brian Kelly hasn't won his first game at LSU yet. So that's always interesting for sure. Clemson's got a really good team. They got two really good quarterbacks going at Nussmeier and Klubnik. And as far as an opening weekend for football, we got some really good matchups.
Yeah, no, you really do. And Michigan's playing at 7:30 as well.
Oh, I'm excited to see Bryce Underwood. Yeah, absolutely.
So Michigan State playing tonight against the Broncos. Let's hopefully see. I don't even know. We talked about this last week, I think. I got other than Aiden Childs, I don't even know anybody on the Michigan State team.
Right.
The lack of coverage on the Spartans.
It's alarming.
It is.
I mean, it really is. I mean, they used to in all of the major newspapers and websites, there would always be, you would get a lot of Michigan, but also you'd get a fair amount of Michigan State coverage as well. But I don't see hardly anything.
I mean, there wasn't a ton of coverage on Michigan. I mean, there was as much coverage on Michigan with the penalties and everything else as. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously. They lost, 3 All-Americans on defense, but none of those guys played in that last game against Alabama, and the defense looked good.
Yeah.
So the guess is the defense should be pretty good with Wink Martindale and that kind of preview. But the offense, which was putrid to begin with, has got all new pieces all over the place.
Right.
And including a new offensive coordinator and a freshman quarterback.
So you have to be patient with this offense initially because...
But how can it be worse? They had the 132nd worth off. It's amazing they won 4 or 8 football games with as poorly rated as that offense was.
I know it. And you have a quarterback, again, he's a freshman, a true freshman, so he's only only like 18 years old.
Yeah.
But he
just turned 18.
Yeah, he can throw it and he can run both.
Yeah.
So that's the, that dual threat, the ability of that will just add the element of excitement
if
for
you can
sure.
get the traditional offensive line push that Michigan has experienced in 3 of the 4, even the offensive line was still pretty good last year because they could run the ball. I mean, they lost 2 games. Michigan lost to Illinois strictly on poor quarterback play.
Right.
Dan O'Connor, Dan.
Sure. Yep.
He graduated. He played football at Illinois. He's really excited about the team. He was at the game last year and goes, "We just kicked your ass." I go, "Dan, you did not." I mean, he's fumbled 3 times inside the 12-yard line. But that's because they didn't have any competent quarterback play.
Right, exactly. And if you in football, if you don't have competent quarterback play, you're not going to do a whole lot.
I mean, look at the Lions for 30 years.
Exactly. It's not going to happen, guys.
So yeah, I mean, just excited to have big-time football. Hopefully the games live up to the hype because, I was excited. I thought, Boise State and UCF would be a really good game. I had the Titans on my laptop,
right?
Which is just absolutely ideal. I had college football, high school football there, and
that sounds like a Rich Hawkins Friday night or a Saturday night. I do that quite a bit.
But I just, after it got out of hand, the volume came up on the Titans game, and then went over to Nebraska.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
Yeah, Nebraska looks okay.
They do, exactly.
Not as good as Taylor Swift did in the booth.
Yeah,
she was in.
I saw that they were there.
Yeah, they were in the suite because they were playing at Arrowhead Stadium,
right?
Nebraska.
Mahomes was there. I saw a shot there.
Well, I guess Mahomes has gotten to be pretty good friends with Dominic Raiola.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
that's not his.
Dom was his dad, right? Yeah, Dominic Raiola, the former center of the Lions.
Yeah,
so it's real, but it looked like it could be Patrick Mahomes' kid because they're very similar looking.
They wear the same number, I guess.
The hairstyles, I mean, it's really alarming how close they are in looks.
I didn't have the sound up, so I don't know exactly what they were saying, but if you didn't know, part of the reason why they were there is because Travis Kelce went to Cincinnati.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And when you saw the stands, you couldn't delineate between the Nebraska fans and the Cincinnati because it's all just a sea of red everywhere.
But I mean, it made sense for that game to be played there. I mean, it's only like a 90-minute drive from Lincoln to Arrowhead Stadium. So
no, it was a nice crowd. They were in it. It was exciting. It was it was very cool.
No, it was a good game, and luckily for Nebraska, they got an interception on the second to last play of the game.
That's right.
That could have been an upset. And Michigan's got to play Nebraska. A lot of people like that team. So isn't it Dominic? What's the kid's name?
The one running back went out kind of late there for Nebraska. Took a hit on the knee there. That did not look good at all for sure.
So we're off and running. I love the fact that the NFL doesn't play this week, so college can get established.
Yes.
And so, of course, gives Rich and I a heck of a lot more stuff to talk about. When we return, we'll have our hang time with Lindsay at Shanty Creek, and we will sketch out a little bit of high school results before we head into the Sportscape show. All here on Up North Sports Radio's Friday Face-Off, brought to us by TVCAirport.com.
Who knew? Fresh air is a destination, a place to breathe in the lapping waves of Torch Lake and explore the tree-lined trails of northern Michigan. A place to connect with nature and each other, one-on-one, in the waves, woods, and wonder of Bel Air. When you're looking to escape the everyday, breathe in the magic of northern Michigan at Shanty Creek Resort in Bel Air and online at shantycreek.com.
There are times when we get so accustomed to seeing the things we see that we no longer really see them when we drive past. Can you relate? I'm Erin Martins of Hogan's Diamond Jewelers in Gaylord. Our store has been a fixture in downtown for going on 68 years. You've likely been by maybe a dozen times. It's easy to see how you are so used to seeing Hogan's that you might overlook it. We invite you to take a new look at your old friend. The results of last summer's construction, now that it's finished, is nothing less than breathtaking. I almost have to pinch myself when I come to work every day to make sure I'm walking into the right place. Hogan's is bigger, it's certainly brighter, and we think it's better than ever. But come see for yourself, and you be the judge. Long story short, you'll find more of the things you love about Hogan's and a lot more new things to love. Speaking of love, it's that time of year when romance is in the air. Hogan's is your diamond store when you get bitten by the love bug. Northern Michigan's jewelry store is on Main Street, M32 in downtown Gaylord. Hogan's Diamond Jewelers.
The summer is drawing to an end, and if you're tired of your old boat or just interested in a new one, this is the right time to buy for the right price. To make room for the 2026 models, Pioneer Hills Marine is having a summer boat sale. Starting now through the end of September, you can save up to an additional $6,000 off the already marked down price on all boats. Plus, receive a $200 accessories gift card. Pick your perfect boat today and save a lot of money. Let your journey begin at Pioneer Hills Marine. We're making memories priceless.
Do you know a Northern Michigan woman positively impacting our community? The Traverse City Record Eagle has opened nominations for our 5th annual Influential Women of Northern Michigan publication. We'll celebrate women making a positive impact and creating positive change in our community. Submit your nominee now for their chance to be honored as one of the 2025 Influential Women of Northern Michigan. Now through August 31st at record-eagle.com/NMI-Women. Record-eagle.com/NMI-Women.
This summer, fly nonstop from TBC to 20 amazing destinations, like their newest route, New Haven, Connecticut. Fly nonstop with American, Delta, and United, or enjoy ultra-low fares on Allegiant, Avelo, Sun Country, and TBC's newest airline, JetBlue. TBCAirport.com.
Tune in to Tiger Baseball on 101.1 WGRY.
Brought to you in part by the North Shore Lounge in Houghton Lake. Cruise into the North Shore for food, fun, and new best friends.
101.1 WGRY, Up North Sports Radio, and home to Tiger Baseball.
It's time to hang out at Shanty Creek with Lindsay Southwell. Lindsay, Labor Day weekend, you got any rooms left for a little staycation?
We do have some rooms left for a staycation and some golf left, too, if you're so inclined.
Well, what are you going to do at Shanty Creek besides, well, if you're rich, you'll go to the prime rib buffet, but everybody else is playing golf.
Absolutely. So we have our 90 for 90 deal happening this weekend, 90 holes of golf,
right.
All 90 holes of our golf, for $90. So it's $1 a hole for all the holes at Shanty Creek. The only caveat is you got to stay here, which you're going to want to stay here because you're going to be eating Rich's prime rib buffet. You're going to be wanting to soak in the tub after your long days of golf. So make a little staycation of it for a great Labor Day weekend.
So this is the last chance. So people listening today, you can go to shantycreek.com and book up a couple of nights stay, and you can play all the golf you can handle. $90. That is for the room and the golf?
That's just the golf. The room is separate.
Okay.
But, still a very good deal.
Oh, there's no doubt. I mean, and your room rates probably, they're right in that, $125, $150 a night range, right?
Yes, very affordable rates for this weekend. So come on out.
Yep. And then I kind of get wishy-washy on it. I don't believe the summer is over. But we do have fall, and fall at Shanty Creek is a wonderful time.
Yeah, Labor Day kind of kicks off the fall season here at Shanty Creek. And when I was walking into the office today, I noticed just some pops of color on the tops of the trees, which was, it's a tough pill to swallow.
I know. It is.
But we have a lot of great things happening here in the fall, so I don't want to poo-poo it because it's one of my favorite seasons.
Oh, there's
here at
no
the
doubt.
resort.
I just, it is so beautiful, and it's the best time to play the courses, if you ask me, especially with the rate that you have rolled out for October.
Yeah, so any of our courses will be $35. That includes cart. And you don't have to wait to book, but all of October, as long as the courses are open, you can play any of them for $35. So that's Cedar River, Hawkeye Legend, any of those courses. So you're talking championship golf at a fantastic rate, and you can book that right now.
At a
You don't have to
municipal,
wait.
that's the same rate that it costs to play, Grayling Country Club or the Patriot. I mean, I'm not knocking those golf courses, but there's certainly not the quality of Cedar River and Hawkeye or any of the great courses there. But I do want to caution folks right now, you better go to shantycreek.com and look. If you're going to book that, especially on a weekend, the Cedar River and Hawkeye, I'm sure, have already booked up a lot of tee times for the weekends.
Absolutely, they have, but there's still some left.
Yep.
And, midweek, they're, generally that time of year, they're pretty quiet. So if you want to get away, get some golf in, just take an afternoon, now is the time to do that. So you can book that now, shantycreek.com. But if you're not a golfer, you can always enjoy beginning the last weekend of September, and then the following 3 weekends we'll be doing our fall color chairlift rides, which are always a very popular thing here at the resort.
Yeah, just $10 a person. A great way you can have hot chocolate or an IPA and take one of the coolest rides you're ever going to find. shantycreek.com. Thanks, Lindsay.
Thanks, guys.
All right, there's our gal pal. She has learned the Heimlich maneuver.
All right, that's very. I really do appreciate that, because you never know, on the prime rib buffet what may happen. So,
well, especially when you gorge.
Yes, exactly. You go slow, eat slow, everybody. But Lindsay's doing a great job there at Shanty Creek, and they just always have so many great rates going on.
The high school football season kicked off.
It did? Yeah.
You and JJ called the action at Thurlby Field. I thought the Titans played pretty well against a much larger, and when we say larger, we mean like 100 pounds a guy larger.
It was so noticeable for sure. The Howell Highlanders, a team last year that won 11-1, and beat Belleville for their conference championship. But they did lose quite a few seniors from last year's team.
Did.
But still, they run that full house backfield, and they just pound it down your throat. I mean, their best running back, 6'4", 215 pounds. And I tell you what, he carried the rock really well, averaged probably 6-7 yards a carry.
Yep.
And that just, it grinds on you when you're a much smaller defense and you're relying on your quickness and you're spending a whole lot of time on the field. It just, we're starting a sophomore quarterback. The kid played pretty well overall.
He's got a great arm.
He sure does. He can fling it, man, that's for sure.
And I'll give kudos to that offensive line. They protected him fairly well.
Right.
They had trouble running the ball.
They did.
And I was surprised they didn't. I mean, Joe Esper, who was the best player on the field for either team.
Drew Esper.
Drew Esper, I'm sorry.
Right.
Joe's his
dad, yep.
Was the best player on the field, but he was triple teamed. He went in the locker room at halftime. 4 guys from Howell followed him in there.
That's for sure.
They're gonna have to figure out, and that's going to continue to happen.
Oh, it will, absolutely. Yeah. And that's where a kid like the Aiden Jacobs kid, who's a junior, he played a couple nice touchdown catches, and then also had a pick. So, it's where, like you said, it's an opportunity when Esper's getting so much coverage for these other kids to step up. The Cameron Mink kid played really well last night. He's a kid that got a pick. And also played tough defensively, in on a lot of tackles. And so you're right. And, of course, Coach Wagner's going over game film right now and checking everything out and coming up with a plan to attack Grand Haven, who comes to Thurlby Field next Friday night.
Yeah, I was surprised I saw the post-game interviews. So this is the last time they're playing?
Yeah, so they signed contracts, of course, for X number of years for these home games and all that. And with it, with the 2 Coast Guard stations being there, it kind of was a neat little thing.
The Coast Guard Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, they play for the life ring there that has been passed between the schools that win it. And I was kind of shocked as well to hear that that's coming to an end after this year. So
didn't
I hear any details
and
as
we'll
to
talk
why?
a little bit with James Cook here in just a couple minutes for the Sarah Automotive Sportscape show. But sounds like Central's got a pretty good football team going.
Sure does.
Yeah.
I mean, they went down to Novi, another huge school in the Metro Detroit area, of course, and a team that played pretty well last year. But Central went down and just dominated them. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah. But before we get to this the Sportscape show, just want to go over, there are some college football games tonight. As we mentioned, Michigan State is hosting the Broncos of Western Michigan. It's probably, who is this? Western Illinois is playing at Illinois. Not too many. Auburn's playing Baylor, which is a pretty decent game. Georgia Tech playing Colorado, which is the kind of the feature game on ESPN tonight.
Right.
And then CMU, your Chips are playing San Jose State University at 10:30.
All right.
So a brand new era of Central Michigan football starts on the road. And I'll be honest with you, Central, especially the last few years, and I know they have a brand new head coach.
Right.
They played really well. They're always playing out of their weight class the first game of the year.
Right.
And they've won a couple of those games. They always play really good. So
they do.
It wouldn't surprise me for them to for sure give San Jose State a game, if not beat them.
Yeah, that's they have. I mean, in years past, they had beaten Michigan State a couple of times. I was down at Spartan Stadium when one of those wins took place, when CMU out of nowhere late in the game got a turnover, got a stop on 4th down against Michigan State, and won it on a field goal as time ran out. And and the Sparty fans were absolutely stunned by what had taken place. I mean, hey, I was stunned that I had just seen what happened there. It was unbelievable. That really, I mean, Central had no business being in that game against Sparty, but they somehow found a way to win it. So, but yeah, we will be going over some of those
James. All right, it is time for the Sarah Ford Automotive High School Sportscape show, brought to us by, as we said, Sarah in Kalkaska and Gaylord. They have unbelievable lineup of Ford products, both new and used, and a lot of great deals on EVs. So thanks for them for providing this platform. We've got James Cook on the phone with us from the Traverse City Record Eagle. And James, I'm sure you were at Thurlby Field last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, James was there right behind us for most of the game. And what was your take there, James, about the game overall?
Obviously they were playing a very, very good Howell team.
Right.
And very big on the offensive and defensive lines, which is something that TC West is not blessed with this year. So that gave Howell a huge advantage. But still, TC West held them to, I think it was 270-something yards total offense, which is, pretty good considering how much weight they were giving up on the front line.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, and that time of possession, we don't keep that stat, but certainly that defense for West was on the field most of the time.
Yeah, they were on the field a lot. I mean, and Howell's offensive line goes like 300, 280, 275, 275. I think the little guy on the offensive line is like 250.
Yeah. They
have a 270-pound tight end who's going to, I think, Air Force.
Is that, yeah. That's the first thing when we get the rosters for the other team, that's the first thing I check out too, the heights and weights of the starters when they're warming up and all that. And I noticed that tight end was as big as an offensive tackle, and I'm like, holy cow. And like you said, the kid was fairly athletic. So it was, I made the comment to JJ, said obviously a blocking tight end, but the kid could actually move a little bit too.
Yeah, I'm going to guess just in that offense. I mean, in a wing T offense, the tight end is kind of the main receiver, but you don't throw much anyway. And they only threw, I think, at least 3, maybe 5 times the whole game.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and the first 2 were intercepted by TC West, so they just pretty much stopped throwing the ball after that. So he doesn't get a whole lot of work. I'm gonna assume that he got a lot of work during the 7-on-7s, because I had read an article about how they were really good in 7-on-7s, and their quarterback had 16 touchdowns and no picks this summer during the 7-on-7s. I'm gonna guess a few of them went to that tight end.
Sure. Yeah. And, another, just real quick, James, before, there's only really a few contests tonight that are going to take place. But last night, I think a shocker and you kept updating this, and on our computer got updated as well, but how well TC Central went and played at Novi with that 46-3 win.
Yeah, I mean, TC Central's a pretty young team this year. They're replacing a lot. And they were one of those teams that I expected to be decent, but you didn't know how good they were going to be, if they were going to be a playoff type team or anything like that. And I think this win really kind of opened some eyes for TC Central. They obviously have some good playmakers in Turnwald at quarterback, Carter Glee at receiver, Rucker Feeney at running back. So they've got some good guys there. They're kind of like TC West, though, too, where they don't have a whole lot of huge linemen or anything like that. So they could run into some matchup problems in the future. But they've got a lot of speed. They've got good skill guys. Turnwald had, a big day for them. 143 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, and 119 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns.
Do you have any details? Did Novi turn the ball over a lot? Anything of that nature?
I know there was a pick 6 by TCU Central.
Okay.
But that was kind of late in the game, I think, when Novi was already well behind.
Okay.
So I think it was just that Central's speed got to them.
Good deal.
Yeah, that's
that bodes well for Central maybe breaking the streak of on Patriot game.
It looks like it'll be a pretty good game, because West showed some pretty good pieces there too. Braden Tillman for making his first start on varsity for TC West.
Yes,
looked pretty composed and poised in the pocket. He's got the arm to make all the throws, I think.
Yeah,
and he's 6'4" as a sophomore. So he's going to even fill out more.
He throws it effortlessly.
Yeah.
For a freshman, he's already kind of grown into his body a little bit. Rich and I were just mentioning, James, that even with the size differentiation, the West was able to protect him and throw the ball. So that was a good sign.
Yeah, after that one early drive where I think he got sacked on back-to-back plays, West's protection really tightened up, and they didn't really give him. Howell wasn't able to get a ton of pressure on him. The one that they did was that the play where the whistle blew, the inadvertent whistle that was.
Oh yeah.
What would have been a touchdown.
It was a touchdown. Yeah. Yeah, that was a weird play. I don't know.
It was.
You guys didn't even.
We didn't know.
There was no explanation from you. I was watching.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out, and it sounded like there was a faint whistle from the stands or something. It wasn't like a normal whistle blowing, And half the team on both sides played the play, and half of them didn't. So it was a weird play that no one really knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the explanation I got from Coach Wagner after the game was that they thought he called a timeout because the play clock.
The officials did, yeah.
Yeah, right. The official on the other side of the field.
On the opposite side of the field.
Yeah. Thought that he had seen Wagner call a timeout, and then Wagner said, I didn't call a timeout. They had that play kind of dialed up special. They were kind of saving it for that situation, and then, they were able to hit Esper over the middle for what would have been a 45-yard touchdown. And that was another play where Tillman stood there in the pocket, because of the whistle. A bunch of people from both teams didn't really involve themselves in the play nearly as much as normal. So Tillman took a shot right as he let that ball go, too.
Yeah.
And that was some of the discussion, too, I think, whether it should have been a roughing the passer.
Yeah, that kid again. He's able to throw the long ball, and that touchdown, that little fade route in the end zone for the first score for West. He showed that he does have the ability to have some touch on the ball as well.
Yeah, he really took something off on that throw, which is nice, and he's got the good fastball. We saw that one over the middle where it was a little bit high, but I think he surprised his own receiver even. How fast he got there.
Yes,
but it was pretty clear to me that Joe Esper was the best player on the field. Or Drew. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Howell's coach was gushing about Drew Esper after the game.
Was he?
He just kept saying. He mentioned like 3 or 4 times. He just said number 24. He's like that kid is great.
Yeah.
And so he was really gushing about him. Yeah, he ended up with 23 tackles.
Yeah.
On defense. That was.
Well, they're going to have to figure out a way to relieve him of the triple coverage that he's going to get offensively. I think you're going to see a lot of bubble screens and those kind of plays to him because 5 guys followed him into the locker room at halftime. So.
Yeah, they did. There was one play where I think it was a 4th down play where they were going for it, and then Tillman threw him one down the left side, and I think he was triple covered, and he still almost got it, and it was almost intercepted but 2 of the Howell guys ran into each other trying to get to it.
Yeah. James, what are some of the other scores? We haven't had a chance to talk about some of the other action.
Hey, I see Gaylord got a big win in their first one against North Branch, 21-14.
Yep, they got a nice win. They play Kingsley next too, so that'll be a good game for them. Kingsley's coming off a big win against Reed City.
Yeah.
To open the season, so that's a big one for Reed City. for Kingsley to beat Reed City 24-7. Kalkaska started the season with a win.
Go Blazers!
Over Elk Rapids.
Yeah.
Wow. That's that's legit.
That's cool. Yeah, good for them.
Johannesburg Lewiston took Burton Bendel to double overtime before Bendel would end up winning by 2.
Yeah, I saw that.
Gaylord St. Mary's got a huge win over Rudyard.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, that's a nice early season win over,
There's no doubt about it.
Perennially a power in 8-player football.
Yep.
You got Brethren, Central Lake also got wins, and Arakama in 8-player football. Manistee started off with a nice win against Chip Hills. Harbor Springs won their first game in quite a while.
Yeah.
18-16 over Morley Stanwood. So that was a nice win. Charlevoix beat Unionville Seabewing.
Yep. USA.
21-12. Yep. East Jordan.
The Flying G's play last night?
They did. The Flying G's took one on the chin last night. Who was it they had played? Let me check this out. But yeah, Gladwin did lose their opening contest.
So did Grayling.
Yeah.
Had a rough time with Claire last night.
Yeah, 39-21. I don't know any details. Gladwin got beat 43-26 against Flat Rock. So, yeah. What, JC, did you know any of the details of the Grayling-Clare game?
The only thing I've heard is I was talking to Randy Long, who produced the game. He said the officiating was bizarre.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. There was, it sounded like it was maybe a very young crew. There was a lot of stoppage of play with coaches on both sides questioning a flag-ridden game.
Yeah.
Problems with the chain gang and where balls were supposed to be marked. The game took over 3.5 hours to play.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, that's
really when they don't talk about what happened, the play on the field. the officiating in a super long game. I will maybe get some details from Chad Patterson, or the new Grayling coach, who we haven't had in on the program tomorrow.
No, we should have him. Yeah, for sure.
I do want to take this opportunity to thank Sarah Automotive for providing the platform for the Sportscape show. Are you curious about electric vehicles? Visit Sarah Ford in Gaylord or Kalkaska and drive a brand new Mustang Mach-E or an F-150 Lightning and discover what the hype is all about. Right now, there are amazing lease deals on all Ford EVs. Take home a 2025 all-wheel drive Mustang Mach-E for just $376 per month on an AZ plan, or the electrifying F-150 Lightning, just $315 a month with just $2,000 down on either one of those vehicles. The rates are just a bit higher for A and Z plan. Learn how to love EVs at Sarah Ford of Gaylord and Kalkaska. They guarantee it.
Yeah, so James, I've got just a few games listed tonight. Maybe you have a few more, but one of the marquee games, obviously, Glen Lake at Traverse City St. Francis.
Yeah, that's probably one of the big ones there. That's where I'm going to be at tonight. That should be a good one. Two teams that are generally pretty good, but have had a couple of little dips here and there, and both looking to kind of get back to that state title level. So we'll see who gets the first upper hand on that tonight in Thurlby Field.
Yeah.
Yep. St. Francis celebrating their 75th year of playing football.
Yeah, and they had most of their starters back from last year. They lost, obviously, Cam Sellers, who's a game breaker for them. But they're hoping that some guys like Braxton Lisinski will help replace him, kind of like with a committee of guys who they think can step in and do a lot of the same things that Sellers was able to do last year.
Yeah. Another game that I've noticed on the schedule tonight, Boyne City traveling over to Alpena to take on the Wildcats.
Yeah, I think Alpena is going to be one of those teams that's going to be better this year. They hired DJ Smoniak from Gaylord after Gaylord unexplained let him go. And, after a pretty good run there in Gaylord. So I think Alpena will be one of those teams that's going to be better in the Big North Conference this season. They're going to get a shot at Gaylord here in a few weeks.
Oh, boy.
And then Boyne City's one
that
of those
will be a very interesting football game.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then Boyne City is one of those teams that that has state title aspirations after getting to the semifinals last year and returning about 2/3 of their starting lineup. So they're one of those teams that's looking at that, and they're looking to get a win over a much bigger school in week one to start that. Other games are you got Petoskey at Greenville, Edwardsburg at McBain, and that's a pretty decent game. You remember a few years ago when Cadillac made a run to the state finals, they went through Edwardsburg, who at the time was ranked number 1 in the state.
It does look like Sheboygan's playing Sault Ste. Marie.
Yes, I did notice that one as well, at Sheboygan.
Yep.
And then in 8-player, you've got Manton at Vesterberg, Bear Lake at Bel Air. Well, Manton's not 8-player, but in the 8-player, you've got Bear Lake at Bel Air, Brown City at Music, and Forest Area at Pelston.
Statewide, defending state championship, Cass Tech plays Toledo Catholic Central. That's going to be a massive game for Toledo Catholic Central has been wreaking havoc in the Catholic League since they combined that in the A division, and then they end up playing in the Ohio State Championship after playing nothing but
Michigan schools.
Yeah, it's
that's
wild.
Funny.
I know, but it's very interesting.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
and then you see that with the Menominees in the western part of the UP. They play 3 or 4 Wisconsin schools in their schedule. But they're not part of their conference.
Yeah, so they end up, I don't know how they calculate the points.
Yeah,
where you go in the state tournament.
Yeah,
but your buddies Gladstone are playing Durand tonight. Okay. You already mentioned Greenville and Petoskey, right?
Yep. James said, yep. He did this. Yeah.
Looks like McBain is playing Edwardsburg.
Yeah. Now, James, did you say like that Petoskey team that did real well last year? Did they lose every starter?
Every single starter.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have zero guys that started a game back last year.
Wow.
Okay.
They had 27 seniors last season.
Holy cow.
Between them, they manned all 22 positions.
Yeah.
Manton is kind of the opposite, where Manton only lost one starter and they lost one starter on offense.
Yeah, and they play Vesterberg tonight?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So Manton's one of those teams I think that'll be pretty improved this season. Looking to have their first winning season since I think like 2014.
Okay.
Something like that.
Right.
Frankfurt beat Benzie Central last night too, 20-13.
That's a rivalry.
Yeah.
Mansalona beat Tawas 30-8.
Yeah, go Ironmen.
Okay.
And Cadillac lost to Midland 35-21. But the interesting thing in here is Cadillac's quarterback Dominic Wing, the good basketball player,
right,
for them, threw the ball 43 times.
Holy cow!
For 241 yards, and ran for another 65 and a touchdown.
But yet lost to Midland.
And I've heard some things. Midland is a team to kind of keep your eye on this year. I've read some articles on them that they're supposed to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, I've heard Midland's one of the kind of the favorites in the Saginaw Valley.
Yes.
North.
Mount Pleasant won last night as well in the Saginaw Valley League.
It'll be a white knuckle ride through the regular season for TC Central and TC West. Then
for sure.
Yeah. All right, James. The quick thoughts. Micah Parsons. Are you as upset at why didn't we get him?
If what the Packers paid was a pretty high price.
Now, what do you mean? You mean financially? Yes.
Financially, and
I don't know about the compensation.
Two firsts and a Pro Bowl defensive tackle is quite a bit.
Who's 30 years old?
Yeah.
Right.
And those draft picks are going to be in the 20s at least.
Oh yeah.
Where did the Packers pick? They picked 2 picks before the Lions this year. So
I think it's one of those. I think it's one of those deals where it's a bad move for both teams.
Really,
in a way.
All right.
And Parsons will obviously help their defense, but taking Kenny Clark out of the middle of their defense is going to hurt their run defense, which wasn't great last year as it was.
Well, that's the one thing. Rich and I mentioned that it's going to be interesting. The Lions play them the first, next Sunday.
Yeah.
And you doubt Parsons will play more than maybe 25 snaps on obvious pass downs. And it'll be interesting to see what our new offensive line does, because they're going to be testing that run game pretty early and often, I would guess, in that game.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm pretty sure of that as well. It's obviously it's a great marquee move for the Packers, and Micah Parsons is a flamethrower on defense. He's probably Aiden Hutchinson-esque. But with the contracts of Jordan Love and Parsons on that team, that's more than half of their salary cap.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, it's a bigger discussion. I'm sure you guys will be talking about it on not the same old Lions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right.
I think it makes the Packers' defense better. Obviously, as far as against the pass, but they with a pass rush, but they also don't have very good corners. So teams will be able to pound the ball with them, against with the run, and then use play action against those not great corners. Their corners are average at best as far as the NFL.
Well, we'll see. It wasn't the happiest moment to see him end up in the division, but maybe it's
true
subtraction by addition.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It could be, and from the Cowboys' perspective, it just doesn't look good for Jerry Jones.
Not at all.
Oh my God!
He got real petty, and he's like, I said, it's not an emotional move. Oh, it sure seems like it.
Yeah, of course it wasn't.
Yeah, trust me.
All right, James. Enjoy the game tonight at St. Francis, and we'll be in touch with you next week.
Will do. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, James.
All right, that is the Sarah Automotive High School Sportscape Show. Thank you to them, both locations in Kalkaska. and Gaylord, a full-service Ford dealer. Rich, we will be back in tomorrow.
We will.
For our first scoreboard show of the year.
Looking forward to that.
We'll have some coaches on. Rich and I will now divine who we will have on the game. I would assume Kevin O'Connell will be on with us.
Yes, we got to have Kevin talking about that big win.
Before and find out how J.J. McCarthy looks.
Yes, in a Minnesota Vikings uniform, starting his first game.
So that'll be from 10 to 11 tomorrow morning here on Up North Sports Radio. We'll review more in depth some of the game action and what some of these coaches feel about their teams after the first week of the year. Thanks for joining us here on Up North Sports Radio and the High School Sportscape Show, brought to us by Sarah Automotive of Ford and Sarah Automotive Ford in Kalkaska and Gaylord.
Bye.
Bye.
Let's end on some positivity. Bum of the week's going to be tricky. You just nominated somebody who we're about to get to, which I think is incredibly classless by you. You've been nominated. You don't like that? You've been nominated, and there's a certain guy in Dallas who thought Micah Parsons' name was Michael Parsons, who probably has a pretty good chance. So we've got a robust number of candidates for Bum of the Week after a sports flash from Andrew Bogish.
Infinity Sports Network Sports Flash.
Bill Ryan, those 9 RBI, courtesy of 4 homers for Kyle Schwarber last night. The Philly slugger had a chance to become the first ever with 5 long balls in one game, facing Braves infielder Vidal Brujan in his final at-bat last night, but...
Popped up. Out to left, Eli White and Allen. And White makes the call on the catch, and he'll get another round of applause.
Yeah, we should all stand up and give him an applause.
John Crook, Tom McCarthy on NBC Sports Philadelphia. The Phillies demolished the Braves last night, 19-4. Schwarber now has 49 homers and 119 RBI for the season. Trent Grisham, Cody Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm all had 2 RBI in the Yankees' 10-4 win at the White Sox. Number 25 Boise State opened its season with a 34-7 loss at South Florida. The Broncos lost 3 fumbles, were stopped 3 times on 4th down. Michael Vick debuted as Norfolk State's head coach last night, lost to Towson 27-7. But Deshaun Jackson's first game in charge of Delaware State, that was a loss, 35-17 at Delaware. Eddie George, though, won his first game at Bowling Green, 26-7 over Lafayette. I'm Andrew Bogish.
This is JR from the JR Sport Brief. Get all your sports talk here on the Infinity Sports Network. Always available on the free Odyssey app.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Rita, hold head. Let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak. No.
Fueled by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Happy Friday, it's Doppler910 meteorologist Haley Fischetti, and here's a look at today's forecast. Starting off with some chilly temperatures as sunshine will start to warm us up back into the 60s and 70s today. Should be a really nice one. More sunshine, dry weather. This continues into tonight with clear skies once again. That means another cool down back into the upper 30s to upper 40s. For your Labor Day weekend, expecting more sunshine across the region. It's a nice dry stretch of weather as we have temperatures starting back in the 70s with more sunshine. We are watching for some cooler temperatures to develop back into the middle of next week with some rain chances. We'll have all the details over on 9 and 10 News.
22 million albums sold worldwide. Live, Friday, October 10th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Showtime, 8 p.m. Tickets start at $47 and are on sale now at the box office or online at etix.com. Modern Rock Powerhouse. Live. Live at Soaring Eagle Casino, Friday, October 10th. SoaringEagleCasino.com.
Lead is invisible, but the dangers are real. Michigan's blood lead testing law aims to help identify exposure to lead in young children. All children should be tested for lead at ages 1 and 2. If they've never been tested, they should get a test by age 6. To help your child stay healthy, talk to their doctor about a blood lead test or visit michigan.gov/myleadsafe. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Up North Sports Radio and JetBlue want to send you on a TVC Tiger takeoff to Beantown. Get registered to win round-trip airfare for 2, a 3-night hotel stay, and 2 tickets to see the Tigers take on the Red Sox Friday, September 26th at the legendary Fenway Park. The winner will fly with a guest from TVC in Traverse City to Logan International in Boston on Thursday, September 25th. Spend 3 nights at the 4-star Hilton Boston Back Bay Hotel and head to Fenway Park for the Tigers and the Red Sox. You can even take a day to see the sights of Boston before a Sunday return flight on JetBlue. Get to UpNorthSportsRadio.com to register for the Up North Sports Radio TVC Tiger Takeoff to Beantown before midnight September 7th, or register in person wherever you see Up North Sports Radio this summer. Other restrictions apply. Get all the details at UpNorthSportsRadio.com. 101.1 WGRY.
Mine with a science project. But what you're really giving is the moment that sparks a brighter tomorrow.
To learn more, please visit DonorsChoose.org. That's DonorsChoose.org. Choose students. Shape the future.
Furnished by Donors Choose.
All right, welcome back into the show. Bill Ryder with you. Thank you for listening, hanging out. Appreciate you. Happy Friday. This NASCAR race preview is sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. They're just as driven as the hardworking pros they serve. The NASCAR Cup Series playoffs start this weekend at the historic Darlington Raceway. The 10-race postseason starts with a Cookout Southern 500 as 16 drivers begin their quest to become the 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion. Joey Logano is the reigning champion and looks to defend his title starting on Sunday, or as Jerry Jones would call him, Jimmy LaHoho. How do you get Micah Parsons' name wrong in the press? I mean, for all the criticisms of Nico Harrison, he didn't come in and keep saying, look, we decided to trade Luke Doncic because I like Luke and Luke's a good, right? Can you imagine what people would have done?
Could have been fired right there on the spot.
Gotta get the name right. Let's do Bum of the Week.
Hallelujah, I'm a bum. All he's doing is a whole lot of damn nothing. I'm a bum. You rotten bum! I'm a bum. They're a bunch of bums. I'm a bum. I'm a bum. I'm a bum.
Who's the bum this week? Let's find out on Writer Than You.
It will shock you to hear that Jerry Jones, Ryan, is nominated for Bum of the Week, but he's not the only one. You, my friend, you are a strong nominee from some of our listeners for saying there was a 0% chance that Mike will be traded. And I think that you have to actually be in consideration with Jerry Jones because you don't host. You produce a radio show where your host constantly said to you on and off the air, he can be traded, it's possible. And you discarded that. You didn't listen. You didn't pay attention to the wisdom flowing from Writer Than You.
Can I defend myself for a hot second?
I guess.
I said the Cowboys wouldn't trade Micah Parsons. Mm-hmm. Jerry Jones said he traded Michael
That's fair.
Parsons.
It's well spoken.
So I think I may be off the hook here.
You've nominated Andrew Bogusch for his RBI.
9 RBI. Come on.
9 RBIs, not great. I mean, Jay Cutler, what a break he got for reportedly a 4-day jail sentence for a DUI. Ostapenko has to be nominated, right, for screaming at
Taylor Townsend
at our girl?
after a match and saying some things that very much cross the line of true.
I mean, all the Shador super fans are like, the Browns are out to get him. Oh, they treat. Maybe you should just take a beat next time. Just take a beat. Breathe in, breathe out. You know? I'm going to go my pit. All the people who don't stop at stop signs. I've got to the point now when people don't stop at stop signs, I lay my horn on. I'm over it. Stop sign. Stop at the stop sign. Especially in the parts of the world where my kids walk around.
You've mentioned this before. Your area. What is going on?
There's like a residential area, but there's some traffic through there, and somebody set up a camera, and like once a week they'll do a supercut of all the people running the stop signs. It's crazy. It's just yeah.
Just stop. Hit the brakes.
Anybody else on this list? Oh, you know what? I'll nominate me for doubting that love is real, that love is love, because of Kelsey and Tay-Tay. I'm writing down doubting love. I did. I doubted it. I doubted the love. Feels like a pretty good list, right? I'm just trying to make sure there's nobody I'm forgetting.
You know what the frustrating part is? I think there are like 3 or 4 winners that on any other normal week should win. That
Jay Cutler
should
win.
Get the recognition.
Ostapenko should win. Shador should win. You still might win, so. But might
not.
You do share company with Nick Costos and Michael Irvin.
And if it helps at all, Jerry could become, at least according to my calculations,
tell me,
the first back-to-back winner we've seen for Bum of the Week, at least since April, maybe this year.
Wow, okay. Well, this won't shock you to hear, but for letting your ego destroy the Dallas Cowboys year after year after year after year after year, for somehow watching Nico Harrison trade away Luka Doncic and say, hold my beer, but make it about me, for gifting the Green Bay Packers this opportunity, and for destroying the Dallas Cowboys, for trading Micah, not Michael, Parsons, Jerry Jones, you are very deservedly the Bum of the Week, bro.
That's your Bum of the Week.
I detest you!
On Lighter Than You.
All right, let's do some predictions. Biggest game of the weekend. Iowa against Central West Valley Community College. They have some cupcake team. Okay. Ohio State or Texas? I'm going to go Texas. I'm going to take Texas in the upset.
Bad news for you, I agree.
That is really bad news for me.
Congratulations to Ohio State.
I mean, there's some changes at Ohio State this year in terms of the coaching staff a little bit. I mean, there's some big changes on the football team. Also, Matt Patricia, I don't know. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work.
Do you feel good about Matt Patricia scheming up to slow down Arch Manning tomorrow?
No, I don't feel good about Matt Patricia at all.
Period. Just Matt Patricia, period. Don't feel good about it.
Surprised he didn't apply for the offensive coordinator job from a couple years ago where he got to do that. That really worked out.
He has the experience you need now.
That really went well. Yeah, I like Texas in this game. Although there's a lot of there's not a lot. There's one big known unknown, and that is Arch. And how he and Matt Patricia, and how he sort of handles that pressure. Your favorite game, what you have called the game of the century, which I don't agree with, but you have called it that. Who do you like in LSU Clemson?
I like Clemson at home. I think it has the possibility to get a little ugly.
I do too. I don't wear green a lot. It makes me a little nervous. Who do you like in Iowa Albany?
Tough one. The Great Danes. You never want to play them week number 1 on the road.
Are they the Great Danes?
Yeah, Albany Great Danes.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
That's a terrible mascot. Of course, every mascot's a terrible mascot, really.
Which would only make it that much more embarrassing if you're Iowa and you lose to the Great Danes.
The Great Danes. What other games would you like to predict? Do you want to predict your Notre Dame football team that you've abandoned, that you've betrayed with all your heart and soul?
Sure. I think they go on the road and beat Miami.
I'm not sold on Miami. Are you?
No,
I don't believe. I'm not. I'll believe that when I see it for 3 or 4 weeks in a row. Let's do. All right. Who is going to disappoint this year more, USC or Clemson? And I think the standard is Clemson not making they're in very different conferences, but so relative to expectations, right? I think success for USC would be almost making the playoff, and I think success for Clemson is you make the playoff.
It's tough because, to your point, the expectations are low for USC. I'll still take the Trojans.
Yeah, I think the wheels could come off this year.
Right, and be 5 wins.
I think they could be 5 wins.
That's bad.
And I think, by the way, Lincoln Riley, and you recruit who you recruit, so it's not as if you don't get credit for it, but has had a wealth of quarterback talent and has not done that much with it. And he's supposed to be some offensive genius.
And you went 7-5
I think
with
it could
Caleb
get
Williams.
Real ugly, yeah. Who's going to have a better career starting today, Caleb Williams or Lincoln Riley, for the rest of time after today?
I'll take Caleb Williams. I feel good about it.
I will, too. By the way, that could go either way as well. Fun week, 3-day weekend here. I hope wherever you are, wherever you're listening, you get to hang out with family, have a barbecue, do your thing. Good luck to whatever team you're rooting for. Thank you for listening. I apologize if you're a Cowboys fan that you're going through this. Thank you to Ryan Hickey. Thank you to Andrew, grammatically correct Bogish. Thank you to Brian Fisher. I am Bill Ryder. We appreciate you. We'll see you back here next week on Ryder Than You.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Hey, it's Anthony Bellino from Spin on Sports, Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard live weekday mornings from 6 to 9 right here on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY. Whether it's Tigers, Pistons, Red Wings, Lions, Michigan State, the Big Ten, the Mid-American Conference, all the headlines, all the stories, and always Michigan teams first. It's all right here on Spin on Sports, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on the Great Voice Radio Network. Heard locally on Up North Sports Radio 101.1 WGRY.
Based customer support, VPN protection that hides your IP address, personal data, and location from hackers, and cloud backup with unlimited storage that works automatically in the background. With plans for individuals and families, Webroot makes it easy to live a better digital life. Go to webroot.com/radio and get 50% off today. That's webroot.com/radio to get 50% off today. Live a better digital life with Webroot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There is a tremendous price war in the term life industry. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call today for a quote. 1-800-908-7636. You're probably paying more than you should. Call 1-800-908-7636. Remember, 1-800-908-7636. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-785-9132. That's 800-785-9132. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-785-9132.
What if the dollar was no longer the world's reserve currency? According to former IMF chief economist Kenneth Rogoff, that future is coming faster than you think. His new book, Our Dollar, Your Problem, reveals how rising debt, inflation, and global de-dollarization could lead to a full-blown currency crisis, one that could wipe out retirement accounts tied to the stock market or the dollar. That's why Advantage Gold is giving away free copies of this urgent book when you schedule your one-on-one precious metals appointment. You'll learn how to legally move your IRA or 401k into physical gold and silver, avoid taxes and penalties using a little-known IRS-approved strategy, and how to receive up to $10,000 in free gold and silver when you qualify. Protect your retirement before it's too late. Call 800-324-9902 now. That's 800-324-9902. Or visit AdvantageGold.com to claim your free copy. There's no cost, just the truth. No precious metals purchase necessary. Call 800-324-9902 now. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
WGRY, a division of Blarney Stone Broadcasting, 101.1 FM, Roscommon.
This is The Rich Eisen Show.
Hey, everybody.
Can't get enough of The Rich Eisen Show? You're in luck. You can find us everywhere. Watch us weekdays on the Roku Sports Channel from noon to 3 Eastern. Miss the show? We've got a podcast so you can listen anytime. But here's the best part. Our YouTube channel. Subscribe at youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show and you'll never miss a moment. Now, on with the show.
How about them Cowboys?
This is The Rich Eisen Show.
Would this suffice as breaking up with the team?
We need to stop the run. We need to get the ball back.
Kenny Clark was a big part of this.
Live from The Rich Eisen Show studio in Los Angeles.
Micah Parsons gets traded. Holy crap.
Today's guests. Seahawks defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence. ESPN announcer Chris Fowler. NFL Network insider Tom Pelissero. National Championship head coach Mac Brown. And now, it's Rich Eisen.
All right, everybody, welcome to this edition of The Rich Eisen Show. Thrilled to say, right here on the Roku channel. We are right here on Roku. 844-204-RICH is the number to dial here on the Infinity Sports Network. Here on Sirius XM and Odyssey, and it's always great to start a program, look down, and see every phone line lining up. Is something going on? I just don't know if something's up. Something could be up. We might talk about it in a minute. And boy, Adam, our call screener, is up and Adam right now. Good to see you over there, Chris Brockman. How are you,
Rich? I'm super. I don't know about you.
Thanks for asking. Yeah. Good to see you over there, Jason Feller. How are you?
What's up, Rich? Doing great.
Y'all want to get up and give the man in the corner?
I kind of do, actually.
Everybody. Chris is getting up and giving TJ a hug. He's lighting candles. He needs a hug. Ladies and gentlemen, you got your blenders on, though, huh? You got your Prime blenders on?
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
You got your Prime blenders on over there?
I got the blenders on. It's a dark day here over in the corner, Rich.
I think that's what we're here to talk about. Everybody, listen.
Baby.
Hold on a second. Thank you. Everybody knows here, I love being right. Oh, gosh, do I love being right. I love being right. And this entire time,
You were saying it.
I was saying, this whole Micah Jerry stuff is part of a negotiation. We had Michael Irvin on yesterday. He said, it's part of a negotiation. I'm like, yes, you're right, Michael. It's part of a negotiation. This whole business, this hold-in, this trade demand, this Jerry Jones tour of saying weird stuff that makes no sense. That, by the way, ironically, started with Jerry telling everybody at the outset of training camp in Oxford, now California, to tell Cowboys fans, you can sleep fine. Mm-hmm. I thought all part of a negotiation. And I'm saying here to start this program, my bad. I was wrong.
You promised.
I don't like saying that.
Mm-hmm. You promised.
I don't like saying it.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
And the reason why I was saying it is because why would one trade a 26-year-old top-flight pass rusher? And that is maybe even understating how good Micah Parsons is at his job. And you don't trade those guys on the outset of a season for draft considerations. Now, the Dallas Cowboys did get a player back in a trade. His name is Kenny Clark, and he is a 3-time Pro Bowler, and he plays a position that the Dallas Cowboys are in desperate need of fixing.
Yeah.
Defensive tackle, middle of that defensive line, stopping the run. It's been a problem. I did not see a trade of Micah Parsons coming. I didn't see it coming within the conference. Didn't see that. Didn't see it to, wait for it, the team that of Micah's tenure. I'll say it. Effed up the Cowboys maybe more than any other team.
They eat our lunch.
I'm not just saying that just once, but I'm talking about the way that they beat the Cowboys a couple of years ago to one and done as Jordan Love began to come into his own and clearly make it obvious to everybody that he was talented enough to trade up for in the first round and antagonize Aaron Rodgers and make him wait while Aaron Rodgers was done with his job in Green Bay. Made sense. Just absolutely screwed up the Cowboys in a way that we're here now. Unbelievably, they traded Micah to Green Bay, and Green Bay gave him a contract total that is, wait for it, $48 million more than Jerry paid for the Cowboys when he acquired him. That's how much this contract is worth, or he can get up to. Proving the point, at $47.1 million per year. Proves the point why you have an agent and why you let an agent handle a negotiation. And oddly enough, we'll find out. Tom Pelissero is joining us in the middle of this program. Oddly enough, I don't know if Ed Policy, the new man atop the float chart in Green Bay, or Gutekunst, personally negotiated it with Micah first and then got pissed when Micah said, talk to my agent. Don't know if that happened in Green Bay. So you don't trade top-flight pass rushers for defensive tackles. You don't trade 26-year-olds for 30-year-olds. I mean, that's pretty much the way things work in the NFL. And you don't do it at the outset of a season because the draft considerations you're getting, 2 firsts, you can't cash till next April and the April after that. And the first draft choice you get in the deal, if you do it before draft, you know exactly where that draft choice is. I mean, the Cowboys, you have to hope against hope, that at best, these Packer picks will be in the late teens of a first round.
They won't.
They won't be top 10. That's not going to happen. Not with Micah Parsons sacking people. So we all knew once this happened, despite how talented Kenny Clark is, and despite how poor the Cowboys have been at filling that hole that Kenny Clark fills, that when Jerry Jones stepped to a microphone with Stephen Jones next to him on Thursday after the trade, that it would be for this salesman, right, Jerry Jones, the football equivalent of ice in winter. And it didn't really help matters first that Jerry Jones was all pie in the sky about Kenny Clark's arrival, because this now helps the Cowboys stop the run.
But the facts are, specifically, we need to stop the run. And we haven't been able to stop the run at key times for several years. And when you have the kind of extraordinary pass rush that Michael had, then the way to mitigate that pass rush is to run at you. If the pass rush doesn't get you ahead pretty big time, and you're playing even or behind, then you've really got a problem in stopping the run.
And the other part that people are talking about that soundbite was the one of many times that Jerry referred to Micah as Michael. I'm wondering if it's our buddy Irvin. He was, conflating, obviously. He knew he was talking about Micah, but he kept saying Michael over again. One time, Stephen even had to correct him, which didn't help matters. And obviously, if you stop the run and you create 3rd and 8 and you can't sack the passer, and it's now a fresh set of downs on 3rd and 8, that's the problem. That you can listen. I know they've had trouble stopping the run, but at the expense of trading away Micah Parsons. Now, I don't know how many times we say this on the show, so we'll repeat it again for those who may somehow be new here. There's always an iceberg in the National Football League. We only see the tip. And there has been an absolute obliteration of trust between the Cowboys and Micah Parsons that caused the Cowboys to sit down and say, there's going to be an addition by subtraction here. Because it's a massive subtraction. You got to look past, again, everything I just said. You don't trade defensive ends for defensive tackles, because it's much easier to dominate a game from the defensive end position than the defensive tackle position. Again, you can name multiple big-time pass rushers in this league. But the people that can affect the game the same way from the middle of the defensive line, that's a much smaller subset. The Giants have one. The Rams used to have one. The Chiefs have one. Boy, do they ever. Just to name a few, okay, of teams, from Dexter Jackson to formerly Aaron Donald to Chris Jones. So it's tough to figure this thing out unless there's something to the whole business of the Cowboys had grown tired of Micah Parsons and all of this stuff going down the way it did. Every single answer Jerry gave had the subtext of not saying it, but saying it. That they're better with Micah gone. Tough roughs to figure it out, but he kept saying it over and over and over again. Any regrets on the way things went down between him and Micah to lead Micah to go to... He's a Packer. I can't believe it's a Packer. He didn't send him to the AFC. They sent him to the Ice Bowl team, the Des Carter team, to the Jordan Love is going to beat Mike McCarthy team.
Dude.
Any regrets, Jerry?
I am very excited beyond any consideration.